the studios of Turnstile Records, join us for another exciting installment of The Stank Pod. In an infinite universe of mindless podcasting, only one will reign supreme. And then there's this one.
The Escape Pod.
How many times have you seen it?
Star Wars, A New Hope,
No,
or the new one?
the new one.
Twice.
No, we're gonna watch the old Star Wars.
I don't know. When you say Star Wars I was talking about this to a nephew. When you say Star Wars to an older person, you age yourself by going, "Yeah, Star Wars," and kids just go, "Which one?" You're such a like,
You were born in the 70s, you old.
Y'all.
But yeah, sorry, my
bastard.
nephew said, "Why do you guys call it Star Wars? It's A New Hope." Shut up, you 4-year-old know-it-all.
You blew
Go
it.
to your room.
Go to your room.
Yeah. So I think you totally know how old you are.
So we're not mentioning the year because it's been a year since we were here.
It has been a while.
Almost a year. Well, since we started.
I went to.
Good.
I
I'm
went
glad
to.
it's not a year since we've done a
No,
podcast.
no,
It's-
no.
well,
But one
it's
of the last.
More than that, I had to tell you, because I went to a my wife's work breakup, and was talking to the same dudes again, and they're like, "Yeah, so did you started that podcast yet?" And I hadn't seen them for two parties, so it's been 2 years since we've started talking about it, or since we started talking about it, recording them, and not putting them up online anywhere.
Oh, wow, that sun's going to be right in my eyes.
For your eyes only, Tim.
I need blinds in the studio. Well, because I'm concerned, because at this time of the year, the sun shines
records?
on my records, just there. I was going to put them there, but for the other half of the year, the sun shines on that side.
You're pointing to the window,
I'm pointing to the other side of the room.
which is
The
great
opposite
for-
side to the records. It's good.
Yeah, because them shits will melt. Yeah.
Look, they're pretty safe, I'd say.
So I do find it surprising. Other podcasts I've checked out,
Mm.
they all have a photo of where they record it. And it's not half as interesting as...
You
Oh, this
see?
one,
You
yeah.
see? Yeah.
At least there's something to look at here.
Well, I'm sure you could go on to turnstilerecords.net and
Have a look at the studio.
all
Yeah,
the
you
photos.
can do that.
And,
You can do that.
But they don't see the adults-only porno section. It's
That's always out.
always out.
I told you not to turn on the light.
That's showing your age.
Don't come in here.
Do you still watch porn on videos?
Yeah,
There's no libraries anymore, man.
There's
So
no
they-
hard copies of
it's
porn
on
left,
your
are there?
phone.
Is there? Do they still do magazines?
Yeah,
that popular?
every now and then I
Ah.
see news agents
Yeah.
and I think, who buys them? Maybe Mo Sislak.
Yeah.
Oh, is there anything more arousing?
Well, no. The person that buys them is the same person that hasn't got a mobile phone yet.
Well, there was something
So
to
same
say.
people that go, "I'm not
There
gonna
was
buy
something to
it."
say about the actual magazine, pornographic magazine, because even if the censors were put a sticker over the asshole or something, you could always pick it off if you had nimble enough fingernails. You could get that sticker off.
Before
Sometimes it would-
they had the sense
Well,
to
you
print
can't do that
circles.
now. Like now, that's on the phone, and if there's a blur over it, you can't scratch that up.
You can't
You know,
peel it
as much
off.
as I've tried. You
Can't
can't
peel it
scratch
off. Can't peel it
I'm
off as
sure.
hard as
I'm
you used
sure
to.
they'll invent a repixelator. So when you see a pixelated
repixelator.
area,
Yeah, it's called squinting.
it's squinting. So apparently, a girl in Japan took a photo with she pixelized a photo of her
For JJ, you can say it.
You can say it. Yeah.
And,
Her pussy.
and then wearing clothes, took a photo and put the pixelated image enlarged over her as a sort of an artistic. She nearly got sent to jail.
What, for a pixelated?
Yeah, and these are the people that sell panties in vending machines.
Now, is that... We should check
True.
that on... We should
That's
check
true.
that.
It's
We
true.
should check that.
Yeah, we've got a
said?
man.
Who said?
We've got a man on the inside
Yeah.
who saw it firsthand.
He saw a vending machine with soiled panties.
Well,
panties.
look, they're
Oh,
not.
that's right. They were
I think
worn,
they're
weren't
used
they?
as
Yeah.
well, man.
Yeah.
Or they're more. They cost more. The fresh...
I did see something about girls who were they'd put them on and pull them off, put them on and pull them off. And yeah,
So it's authentic, like, you know... that
it's
they-
not a sweaty man in their
They
40s.
they wrote it into the Orange is the New Black
Oh,
new
yeah.
series.
Mm.
I thought you were going to say the Constitution.
The prison women are making panties and then stealing them, wearing them, and then selling them.
If we had 10
Soil.
people listening to this podcast and half of them were women, gentlemen. And now that we've said panties, that's 4 times, I think. There's 2 people listening now.
That's it.
That is one of my least favourite words.
Is it?
It's not that great.
What about pantaloons?
That's
They're
better. I
fine.
like pantaloons.
Fine.
Is way
Pantaloons is
better.
fine.
That's different though. Pantaloons are slacks, aren't they? Like,
Isn't that the
that's a
they're
man's
I'm not saying I'd
Knickers.
wear.
That's knickerbockers, isn't it?
Knickerbockers are long
The ones
shorts.
that Vivian is wearing and the young ones, they're
in summer
knickerbockers?
holiday, I think it was. They're knickerbockers. They're long shorts,
Well,
just cut up.
I know that Tintin wears +4s. They're that's a.
What the
They're,
fuck is a Tintin?
they're 3/4 lengths.
Yeah, but my father said in Europe they're called +4s.
Do you think they'll make another Tintin?
Oh,
I was
Tintin.
disappointed they haven't. I finally caught up with it on DVD
great.
and
It's not too
really
bad.
enjoyed
It's actually
it.
not too bad.
I watched it the other night on Netflix.
Netflix.
I think I did.
But when I did my animation course, there was a big thing in amongst the animating teachers that they were of the thought that if you're going to animate something, don't try and emulate realistic figures
Ah, yes.
because
Humans
it
don't.
doesn't excite the viewer as much as the
big
fantasy.
noses of
So if you think
Haddock
if you put stop mo up against like let's say Wallace and Gromit up against Finding Nemo, they're 2 different universes of animation. One you could watch, it's fascinating. The other one you go, it's computer animation. Your mind is saying it's computer generated, but when you're trying to create something real like Polar Express or something, where you're the whole time your mind's trying to tell you that it's not real, it shatters the illusion of what animation should create. So they were
More
like,
human than human.
don't go too ultra realistic. And then they also said
And
don't do dinosaurs. And then shortly after that there was there was a dinosaur movie, and then they said don't do robots. People don't like them when you do robots. And then there was that robots movie straight after. So we're like,
Actually, the
these guys are
robots movie didn't do that well,
dickheads.
did it?
wasn't that Robin Williams?
What robot? iRobot. It's too human.
Robots.
Robots. iRobots was Will Smith, wasn't it?
No, that's
Hey, so the one I did
That
enjoy
was-
was Wally. I saw a
See, that was
Lego.
good.
I saw a Lego
Wally.
set.
Oh,
of,
Wally.
They've done a Lego set of Wally, and it's unreal.
sick, isn't that?
Oh, that was a solo. That was what we were talking about before. Name a movie that's like a one actor.
a one man
one-man
movie,
show.
right? So we had
Moon.
who?
Moon.
Moon.
What's a
Dunno.
moon?
You've not seen it?
No, I
Classic
haven't seen
sci-fi.
Yeah.
Moon.
Sam Rockwell and the son of David Bowie,
Oh,
Duncan. I've forgotten his Duncan Jones or something. He's got a very generic name, but he was Zoe Bowie as
Wow.
a child, and
Zoe
he changed his
Bowie.
name to become a director. And his first feature film is about a dude who works on a mining base, and he's there on his own, and he's going to go back in a month, and he gets a call, and there's like a AI system, and the AI system says there's somebody outside, and he's like, who? And he goes out and he finds himself in a truck, and
Looper.
it's it's a really tight.
It's good.
It's one of my favourite sci-fis of
Really?
the last 10 years.
So it's new.
But,
Moon.
I must see Looper. You guys haven't heard it?
No, I haven't heard Moon, but there's
But yeah, one
Martian.
actor.
That's a onesie.
No, there's more people.
There's
than
more
Martian.
people in it,
Yeah,
but
there's-
essentially it's a onesie.
It's a one-man show.
Like
There's-
Castaway, that's a onesie.
That's a one.
It's a onesie.
Yep.
There's,
Well,
there's
there's
a few.
people in
There's
People at the start
Helen
and the end.
Hunt. Yeah, at the end of it, but it's the bulk of it is built up of what's his head and the baseball.
Wilson.
No, it's not a baseball. It's a volleyball.
What else is there?
I don't know. I don't know.
The Telephone.
The one-man show.
Directed by Rip Torn.
Oh God.
You know Rip
Yeah, I
Torn.
know.
Larry, let me give you some advice. First of all, you got to come in here. There's Castaway. What is it? Because they don't usually do it though,
No.
do they?
One man band. That's big. It's risky, I guess, for the.
They do it a lot in theatre.
Yeah, oh,
So-
yeah. The cast costs come way down
Yeah, that's right.
when it's a monologue. Or,
Yeah.
You know, it's.
Comes
2
in
hour-
1
2
hour,
hours.
2
They do
hour.
do a lot in-
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm always surprised that Tex Perkins does so much of that stuff. He does like an hour a couple of hours as Johnny Cash, and he does a few
Really?
songs, but then he'll go, and then I went to Reno and I had a terrible time there. And
Oh, he goes into it.
he's
Is he written this? Is it a...
no somebody
Somebody
else
else has written-
internationally,
Right.
and he's doing the
Who
Australian
plays it?
production.
Right. So he's not just a diehard Cash fan.
Cash fan. I'm sure he is to do it, but yeah, I've always liked Tex.
Tex Perkins, good.
The
Got a great voice.
the Vagina monologues.
He said.
Is that a film?
I don't know. That's what they call it now, don't they? Vaginas.
Vaginas?
Well, yeah. I
They
think
do?
that's.
Or they don't?
Well, I think that's what they're calling it now. Yeah.
That's what I'm calling
that's,
it now.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, probably the kids are calling it something different now.
Yeah. See, that's
What do you-
that's the
what do
thing.
you
For
call it?
jazz balls.
What do you call it? For jazz balls. That's. I don't know if that
I
one's going
call
to
it
catch on. so-
Scarce.
Scarce.
A scarcity. Yes. Well,
We've been
Um,
dancing around it though. We've seen Star Wars, and without going
Finally.
into it, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like it?
Are you asking me or are you
10
asking George
being-
Lucas? Because
10
apparently
being
he
the
didn't like it.
only.
So do tell me, what did George Lucas say? You told me on
Oh,
the phone.
okay. Do you want me to
and,
read the quote?
Yes, because I'm.
Sounded like you'd met up with him or something.
Oh yeah. Well, you gave me a call and said, I don't
You
know
spoke to George and
Don't
you
tell
didn't tell
anybody.
us.
Don't tell anybody.
George, what are you
Yeah.
doing in there? I'm ruining a franchise.
I haven't got it here on my tricorder, but it went along the lines of he was worried he didn't like it because it was too retro. So
What?
yeah,
So it should have been. It should have been more removed from the original 3 films. Is that what he's saying?
It should have been like I think what he was thinking is
God,
like it's got to
this
be
guy.
it's got to be uber future, bigger universe. Because you know how they try to create the scope of a bigger universe in the first.
I
three.
didn't mind him trying to do that. It was just how badly executed.
Well, He also said that they didn't take any of my ideas. They just completely locked me out of the room. Although there was a
he's pissed
decoy,
off.
there was a decoy writing room, and they went, "It's down there," and they were really writing in another room.
I reckon he's pissed off because JJ made a far superior movie than
a far superior sequel.
Oh no, just better than all the other Star Wars.
Well, that was the
movies.
first thing we said when we saw it.
It was
that,
better than
was
the
better than
prequels, wasn't it?
all of them.
Yeah.
Everything we've seen so far. JJ's done better than
Not everything. I mean,
everything.
no, the
From
first.
the Christmas special right up to the.
yeah, but you are. That's not everything. You're saying. I think what you're saying is that Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi not included in that everything quote.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
so
in-
it's
no. I'm
closest-
saying yes. They are included.
It's better than Jedi and it's
fucking-
better than
I
Empire.
enjoyed that movie more than those. Yes.
I
Whoa.
enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed
Whoa,
it as
that's
much
a
as
huge call.
I
big.
liked it as much as
better.
Empire.
It's better.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dope.
It's pretty good.
See, I think I only love it because of those films. I
Well, it's-
You only love it because of those films. It had
because
a
it relates to Star Wars. I saw it before you guys, and I was itching to talk to you about it. But I did say to both of you, I came out of it elated, and I don't know whether it was a good movie or not because I was just rushing on the Star Wars. You know, it was, and then I couldn't. Well, I sat up all night thinking about it because I was overstimulated and had no one to talk to about it. But I thought it was the 4th best film after, and I
you've
would
ranked them.
well,
fourth best. So what? It outranked Return.
no. So my favourite films in order now would be Star Wars, Empire, Jedi, then Force Awakens.
Okay. Yeah, because that's who it was made for.
But
No, it was
no,
made.
no,
it
I
was
don't
but
made.
are you saying it's better than Jedi?
Yeah.
It's better than
Yeah,
the
yeah,
original
yeah.
trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
I
the
don't-
way it's written, just the way it's shot, just the way
It was
that the
definitely
acting,
written better.
It's
Definitely,
way,
the script
way
was
better.
way better.
Even though Lucas gave all those ideas, it's like the universe he owns the universe, right? But JJ made it better. I don't think George Lucas could have made that movie
Never.
with $500 million.
No.
He couldn't have, man.
Couldn't.
And that's what you get for selling your children to Disney.
Well,
To the devil.
I
did you say?
thought
Yeah.
were you guys
to
worried
Disney.
with the Disney factor?
No, they didn't put a Disney. No, they did at the start, didn't they?
I don't know, but look,
Before-
they didn't ruin it. They didn't kitty it up. They made a film for everybody, and
And still had the
Well, we were sit-
Lucasfilm.
We were sitting
Logo
around
at the
we
start.
were sitting around family dinner, and there was like 12 of us, and so it was grandparents right down to, I don't know, little babies, and we'd all seen it. So that was like 2 weeks after it'd come out, and we all loved it. Every single person,
that's pretty cool.
and that doesn't happen often that a movie can
yeah, get that much
that many
consent.
people. And my nephews
Actually,
had
yeah,
seen it
I don't-
3 and 4 times.
So George Lucas really is the only person I've heard anyone say anything negative about
Yeah.
it. Or sorry, there are a few critics.
And I'm
who,
a hater, man. I fucking hate every movie I see.
you do, yeah.
I fucking hate them.
That's because.
The Martian, you can have that.
I didn't
take
bother.
that
I didn't
proper-
bother.
that
and
NASA
but
propaganda.
I was saying last night that Jeremy only just found out that there's credits at the end of a movie because
He's always been
usually
asleep
sleep.
or left.
I was watching that The Revenant, and that was pretty good, man. It's pretty good. I don't know how it ends.
No.
I fell asleep.
Also doesn't
Even
know how
though it was
starts.
good.
It's great.
See, I think
Man, I was like, my fingers were like this in my eyelids. I had the whole the matchsticks in the eyelids. I was going, please stay awake, please.
Yeah.
I had a friend who fell
hate
asleep at a Lenny Kravitz concert.
Oh.
He woke up at the concert for the finale. And he was like, how did I fall asleep at a concert? And I was like, it must have been a shit concert, yeah? He's like,
Yeah.
no, it's really good. I just think I smoked too much Chiba.
That'll do it.
That'll do it every time.
I almost
Yeah.
fell asleep at the tennis center during a. We're up in the bleachers. No, it was some. I think it was
Bobby Brown.
the
Delve into that.
Yeah.
the John Butler trio or something. We were given tickets.
Yeah.
And it was early on the piece in my relationship, which is like going on about 14 years now. And I must have had the sleepy bug even then.
Yeah, it's anything live in a sitting scenario.
That's not good.
It's already making me tired, actually,
Yeah.
saying that.
Is that why you work jobs where you have to stay on your feet so you don't get
Pretty
fired?
much. Pretty much.
I couldn't survive with a desk job. I'd fall asleep. I can't work at a computer.
It takes it out of you.
all the
You can't
time.
work at a computer.
Not sitting down. Like I like the sound of all these standing work bays that they're doing. Like I literally stand for entire nights drawing and wandering around and
But I
multitasking.
stand DJing, and it kills me.
You just love to have a stool.
I do. I get a stool.
I think you need better shoes. You got no support in them Converses.
No,
man.
it's standing, hunching, and deciding.
Yeah, you would be hunching,
making
wouldn't you?
decisions all night. It tires you. So when your brain gets tired, is like you end up favoring one side. Like you end up kind of standing more on one leg.
Is that why you always just play the mixtape?
Pretty much. Sit down, play the mixtape.
Check your
Um,
Facebook.
I've got some old school
simulate,
disco I've got
DJing.
to hook you up with.
What do you got?
Heard some disco last weekend gone,
I love me
and
some disco.
just blew my mind.
Good disco? New disco?
Really?
Old disco?
No, I reckon it's old, but
Genu-
There is a
Genuine?
new disco.
no new disco edits. You know the disco edit? Where
Yeah.
they just grab an old track. They
Right.
chuck, they really make something out of the breakbeat section, and they chop it up and chuck a few bells and whistles on it, and it rocks.
Like you can ring my bell?
No, it's
Nah,
not
they're more
cheesy
obscure.
disco. They don't add cheese to already cheesy
It's
disco.
not.
They add-
It's not.
They
It's not
accentuate the
Jive
funk.
Bunny. Or Stars on 45.
Right. They take a little bit of the stank out of the cheese.
They
And
do. That's a
I'll
great
take
way
the
to
high
stank
put it.
quality,
out of the
high
cheese.
quality cheese.
Yeah. No,
One
but
that doesn't
the
smell like
high quality
arse.
actually is the stinkier cheese, isn't it? Like your processed craft slices, there's no scent to it whatsoever. It's just plastic and a wrapper.
I think
Yeah,
there is a
and
very
You
expensive
get yourself some
cheese
blue
that
vein
stinks, isn't
cheese.
there?
It's
I'm
not-
not a
it's
cheese eater. Are you guys?
Oh,
Yeah,
not,
I'll
not,
get down.
not the stinky cheese.
I get down.
Can't
Yeah,
do
yeah,
stinky
yeah.
cheese.
Get
No.
on board.
I
Get on
could-
board the
Oh, it
stink
smells like.
stink train. The blue vein stink train.
That smells like old ladies' doona covers.
I thought you were going to say dick cheese.
No, it doesn't smell like that. But yeah, I went to the osteopath
Oh, yes.
the other day.
TT? The big
TT
man?
said your
TT.
feet smell like.
No,
Your feet
I
smell like dick cheese.
because prior to that, I had mentioned it to somebody on the phone that I was going to go to the osteopath. Oh, what are you going to go to an osteopath
And what
for?
did the osteopath say? DJ related injury?
No, that's what I pitched to him. I've got a DJ related injury.
And he said you've got to stop masturbating.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah. I don't massage ears. But I talked to somebody else who is a personal trainer, and I said I'm going to go to the osteopath, and he launched on me like.
Why is he?
not in a
Part
good
of
way.
the, is he part of the chiropractor guild?
So there's this, right? So you know, what are you going there for, and what does an osteopath do for you that a chiropractor doesn't? The chiropractor gets in there.
Sucks my dick.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I went to the osteo and I asked him. I said, like, what the deal, yo? What's the rivalry between you guys? Because you study together.
Oh, really?
They studied together. Certain parts of it.
So they're both not accredited doctors, yeah?
No, but they are.
No,
yeah,
they
definitely.
are.
Yeah,
They're accredited.
8 years at school.
So
I
you're
don't
giving.
care.
He's giving the chiropractor eyes.
Yeah,
He's
no,
on the chiropractor.
He's on the
train.
chiropractor
no,
side.
I
Who's
fucking
training you
hate
on?
chiropractors.
Okay.
I have
Good,
a load.
good.
I have never heard anyone be
Because
cured
of
by a chiropractor.
you tell me.
That's right.
You tell me what it is that you hate about chiropractors. I'll tell you if the osteo said that.
That's a
well,
good
I
idea.
don't know if because you've just said they study together. I think they're grouped in the same.
Pseudoscience.
Well,
Yes.
it's a crack.
The
crack
medical
back
world,
back
the
Nah,
medical
nah.
world does not recognise chiropractic. I don't know, chiropractoctory. I don't know what the word is.
Chiropractor.
Chiropractors.
It goes surgeons. They're the top of the rank.
Top of the
aren't they?
heap.
Top of the heap. And then it goes like
Doctors.
GPs, maybe. Oh no, GPs are way down.
Yeah.
I'm not
You'd
re-
have
I'm
your
not really up to
specialists.
Specialists, yeah.
Then your GP.
Then you got
And
then
then
you
you
got
go-
Dr. Google
That's right.
Dr.
straight
Google.
after that.
He's above a chiropractor. You're saying,
Yes, easy.
Dr. Google.
Well, I
Because-
quizzed the osteo. And I said, "What's the deal?" He goes, "No, I haven't got any rivalry." I said, "Well, you know,
I
I
thought an
want to know if it's
osteopath
a,
was
I
a
want to know
real
if it's a
doctor.
Coke or Pepsi thing.
I think they are.
I want to know if it's a Coke or Pepsi thing." Where some people don't know the difference between the two, so they go, they're both the same. They're wrong. So you choose a side.
You
Right?
do.
You do, because you either
But,
go to an osteopath and don't go to a chiropractor, or you go to a chiropractor and you don't go to an
And
osteopath.
are
Never
the
twain shall meet.
osteopaths recognised by the rest of the medical community?
Yes, because they
Oh,
do.
yeah.
They
I'd be
do
in your. I'd go.
muscle / tissue surrounding the bone,
Yes.
and this is what he was saying. And a chiropractor
It's just
does the
spine.
quick crack, right? All
Quick fix.
spine based,
Yep.
but they go 6 minutes in, 6 minutes out,
Mm.
right? So, but it's all about repeat.
Yeah.
So he was saying they're all about the money.
Yeah. Just.
Where-
I've never heard them cure anyone. The chiropractor.
No.
It's always
No.
you'll have to come
You'll
back.
have to come back. You'll have to come
Forever.
back. So they were saying. He said, I've had private conversations with chiropractors where they've said, "You're crazy because you're in there for half an hour, 40 minutes massaging these fools,
Yeah.
when you could be going click, 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 and I could be making $500 an hour, and you can only make $500 every 2 hours, or something like that."
They don't make
So
that much.
so there is a little bit of rivalry on the fact that one is trying to help you, wants you to leave fixed. The other one wants you to
Feel better.
feel better, but come back several
Forever.
times. Forever.
Well, from my point of view, because I've done both, and I've been using the same osteo, Big TT, shout out TT, for years, for about 12 years, and before then I did about about 4 years with chiros, and so I had I've got an injury. I used to have an injury, spine base sort of stuff, and the two bones are grinding on each other. There's no fluids in the middle, whatever. So yeah, I twisted it. It was all pelvically. It was all fucked up. And I thought I'd never be fixed ever, never be able to work again. Took a year off work to get it treated and shit. And after, I don't know, man, like a few treatments over about a year, I was
At the
back,
osteo?
man. At the osteo, I was back, man.
Your
Pardon
back
the
was
pun. And I've also done a rotator cuff, and he's fixed that one too.
This
They're
is
good,
good
man.
to hear.
They're good.
I'm in the osteopath camp. Like,
You are?
Yeah, but even though I've not
Well,
Stop
he
seen
was,
attacking-
he,
stop
he was
attacking
pretty
me.
adamant. He was pretty adamant that there was no rivalry. That the fact was, essentially, they're doing the same thing. They're healing people via back adjustments. Right? That's just like straight up skimming across the surface.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, we'll put it this way: would you hire a chiropractor to occupy one of your other offices? And he said, no way. I said, all right, so we're getting to it. You're a Coke man, not a Pepsi man. When it gets down to it, there is a rivalry.
Coke and Pepsi are both legitimate brands. I think it's Coke versus RC Cola.
No, it'd be Pepsi.
Something-
Wow,
it'd be
man.
Pepsi versus RC Cola.
Yeah,
because they're more like each other. Is that right?
No, I don't know. Yes, they are. They are. I think in taste.
I don't
but
know. I'm not a big cola
sorry.
guy.
All right, it's to me they're not even cola. They're a diet cola with cola like ingredients, but there's
You
no.
wouldn't.
Mix
Would you
your
mix
scotch
it?
with
Yeah,
it?
would you mix? Well, this is the
You're
thing.
not going to
Only
mix
if I
the
was
scotch.
drunk.
The other day,
Not with
I was
AC
like,
cola,
I'm
surely.
not really liking this vodka that I made for myself, and I've worked out that it was probably because I went to Coles and I got a 75-cent lemonade,
Yep.
and I got a bottle of $7.95 Dovka. They switched the B and the D around.
Yes, cheap alcohol
And,
never works, does it? It's
Yeah,
just,
and it was just like,
never.
what the hell am I drinking here?
I mean, even as teenagers, as a teenager, you'd take anything you could get, before. Sorry, I'm getting looks like.
You talking about vajayjay again?
No, I'm talking
What do you
about
call it? What do you call it
underage
again?
drinking.
What are you calling the?
I can't remember what I said before, but
Just on the Osteo thing, I think, or I've talked to him about it as well. He goes because Osteos have this reputation. It's a scale of really holistic, really like some Osteos are down this end of the scale, down the left, and they're like really, in touch with your body, and you got a bad back because you're carrying stress and
they look at the whole body.
You're repressing but also the mind and the spirit.
Oh right.
But on the other scale, the osteopaths, like the dude we use, it's like your back is stuffed because you lift bricks every day, or your arm is rooted because you're
always hitting your kids.
or you masturbate furiously every night, sometimes more.
If that's the case, every teenage boy would have to see an osteopath before he was 20.
Yeah, I know I did.
But yeah,
And
backs are funny, aren't they?
they are
Not that funny,
No,
but a little bit funny.
just a little bit funny. But I did. It wasn't a DJ related injury. It was taking Audrey to roller skating at Rama.
Picking her up off the skates, or
No, because I had to. She's learning how to skate, so I had to go. My daughter, that is. I had to go rollerblading.
Wait, who's this?
This is my daughter,
Who?
Audrey, and myself.
Yeah, okay.
Me, I'm telling the
Right.
story.
Your turn.
this is his brother asking these questions.
Yeah.
By the way,
Who are you again? And she needed the assist.
Yeah.
So while I was still trying to get the balance, I'm doing an assist. So
on
I'm
your
doing.
arm. She's resting on your arm, or what?
Can
what's
you rollerblade well?
I kill it. I darted in and out of those kids like wind and willow. I had nothing. But
I've got a bad joke about rollerblading.
they do the old speed skating, and there was this rickety old man out there like
in the
doing
slow lane.
doing. Yeah, he was in the slow lane. There was other dudes.
Wait, are you the
You
rickety
ever
old
seen
man?
those rollerblades that are quite
Double length.
long, double length? They're like
You know those guitars that are like
they're
double
like
guitars.
yeah, they're like ski blades.
For
Wow.
downhill.
And are they good?
They're
They're
downhill
sick. They're like
rollerblading, yeah.
super fast.
Oh.
And there was somebody on those
High
out there.
speeds downhill. You want it's true. That's the long ones, so you can go down heaps quicker.
Yeah, right.
And whatnot.
And they have you been to Rollerama up at the old Caribbean?
I cannot.
Guns?
I cannot rollerblade,
Gardenians.
roller skate, or skateboard.
Oh, that's
Really?
great. That makes me feel better actually because
I tried.
You grew up in that day, man, of the skateboard.
Oh
and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
the rollerblade.
I was well uncool because I couldn't skate, and I nearly killed myself on ramps and on boards. Just have a go.
And then just went,
Drop
forget it,
in.
I'm not
Anyone
doing
can
this.
drop in.
I'm not gonna drop in. If you don't drop in, we're going to beat the shit
What,
out
and
of
then
you.
you just called it? It's like, I'm not getting on that shit anymore.
I didn't need to split my head open,
Yeah.
and I'm not in. I wasn't one of those kids that was into speed and extreme stuff. I didn't mind doing graffiti and getting my kicks by getting chased and jumping fences.
Yeah, but see, if
but it
you
was
had,
on foot, and I wasn't going to bloody.
if you
fall
had,
out.
if you had a bit of the arty side to you, in the form of that comes in the form of the spray can, you fit in with the kids that can skate. So you had a free pass.
I went. Sorry,
Free pass.
I went to a white.
Skaters
I
and-
went to a
skaters and
white
graph
bread.
Go together, go to hand
No,
in
no,
hand.
no.
For
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
man.
I went
for
to.
sure.
I went to a white.
Bomber jacket.
I went to a school that was so white
Right music.
Yeah.
that we had a few Greek kids in the whole school,
Yeah.
and they stood out because it was so
Where'd you
freaking
go?
white. Bay Morris High.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a sucky school.
Bay
And
Morris.
as far as being into graph, there was me,
And Tommy Loggins. I just made that up.
and I
Tommy
didn't have.
Loggins.
There were
Yeah, is
okay.
that his name?
So they
I
had a
just-
school
you
dress up
paused like
day.
I
They had
got it right.
No, well, they
Toby Logbogs.
I'm trying to think. The only other people that were approaching being writers were 3 dudes who they had a year 11. So at this stage, I'm in like year 9, and the year 11s had. So the year 12s had gone for the year, and the year 11s were ruling the school, and they had a dress up day for their final day, and you'd think by that stage they'd be a bit old for dress ups, but most of them did wear a costume. And 3 guys came as the Beastie Boys, and they had a grouse boombox,
Yeah.
and they were playing hip hop.
Sweet.
And I went, sick, great to hear some good tunes. And I asked one of them, don't suppose any of you are writers? And they're like, what do you write? And they were like, they did, and I was like, yeah, and
Did they think you were cool?
yeah, but they
So
didn't. They hadn't.
Proving yet again.
No,
skaters
no,
think
the
writers
skaters
are cool.
from my school were like, they were.
Get off
I
that
grew up.
ramp.
No, I grew up.
Skeg.
Yeah, I grew up with Skegs and Bogans,
Yes.
and Bogans aren't what they are today. Bogans were young dudes who liked heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
Do you want to
And-
explain what a skeg is very quickly for people out there that don't
People
know? what
that
a
don't
fucking
know, a
skeg
skeg
is?
was, and I lived
It's a
in
Melbourne term, isn't it?
I lived in a beachside community,
Mm.
and surfing was pretty big. So they were into surfing and skating,
Yeah.
and
That's a
they
skeg.
didn't know
Anything
shit
that had a
about
board.
graph.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Yeah, because they're about the sport of it, yeah. Like, let's go surfing, let's go skating, let's
They really
work up a
didn't- they
sweat,
didn't-
let's hurt
they-
ourselves, get adrenaline,
yeah.
get some poontang, and then get into a fight.
To
Well, a
my
skeg-
mind,
a
I
s-
did not meet any kids worth. Well, yeah, I don't have one friend from 5 years of high school at Bowie High. I went to Sandy Tech, met a whole bunch of riders, started painting trains, and went, oh my god, fucking suddenly being creative, you're not regarded as a fucking poof.
Yeah.
And
And if you're going to get chased by the law, you might as well drop some art along the way.
yeah,
You know.
I mean anyone can break bottles.
Well, because
and
they were
set
busting
fires.
dudes for skating back in the day. Like, you weren't allowed to skate. Shit. That's why there's ramps everywhere now, because they were like, you can't skate. And then the kids were like, well, where are we going to skate?
Hey, I saw a front yard the
So
other
they
day
built
in
all the
Elston Wick.
ramps.
I'll show you some
And then they
photos.
pulled them down because everybody killed themselves.
I was near Dee's house in Elstonwick.
Mm.
Saw this front yard, and I was like, "Ooh, hello, must be Italians." Concrete, the entire front yard.
Mm.
But then I looked a bit closer, and there were these little shallow. There was a driveway, and it was but it was a skater's house,
Oh, really?
and it was very cool. He had nice little jump ramps, and I
Sick.
thought either it's a skater's house or it's someone whose son is mad for it.
Did you have regret? Did you?
I actually wanted to knock on the door and go, "Is this for you or your kids?"
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, did you regret like that you were fucking racist against Italians and Greeks with their concrete? It's it's a stereotype, mate. It's 2000, and we're better.
Something.
My dad lives out in Lower Temple Stay, and I call that brick veneer country. And a lot of those yards are complete concrete with 2 lines. And I'm sorry if you're gonna. I don't like to. You're right. Stereotypes and generalizations are well racist, but.
Well racist.
Well, racist.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't get past it. If I see a concrete garden, I think Greek or Italian, and that is unfair.
I think that says more about general society than it does about you. I think we're trained into that way.
Can I ask, as someone in the concreting game, let's get down to it.
Yeah.
When somebody says, I want the whole front yard concrete so I can just wash it with my hose.
No,
Well,
these days it's more dig down and
dig down, use a lot
dig-
of concrete
dig down,
under the
conk
ground,
up.
like so much concrete. But the weirdest thing I've seen was actually today, next door, one of the neighbours, and he's used mulch in his garden in a very particular new fashion. Let's just say, very inventive. So it's like old tiles, like bathroom tiles. So he'll have a plant, he'll have a garden bed, he'll have a plant, and then all around it will be just piles and piles of bathroom tiles. And then
In the dirt.
yeah, so it's just like tiles, and then there's
what
like
laid tiles.
as in mulch. Yeah, he's using tiles as mulch. I went over there to plug into. He said we could use his power, and I went over, throwing the lead over, and there was like half a dozen ice hockey pucks.
Wow.
They were just mulching the garden, and then he'll have like a whole bunch of timber, like all flattened out, plants in the middle of it all coming out. But then it's fucking.
That is strange. I've never heard of that.
No, I've
but
never
it would
seen
trap the moisture in. No doubt.
Well, the tiles will just make all the water run off it, and you want it to be
But
porous.
run into the gaps.
You want
Run
it
into the gapsies.
He's
and then-
he's
and
laid
then
up,
it
man.
don't
He's
dry
laid
out.
up. He's like got 3 layers of tiles.
Yeah.
No
People
good.
in their gardens, yeah, there are some people that are just weird.
Mm.
So. But can we get back to Star Wars? I don't know how did we not spend the entire time talking about Star Wars?
I'll tell you what, the chick, what's her name? I'm not really good with all the
forgotten
names.
her name already.
Ray
Oh,
J?
Ray,
JJ,
yeah.
Ray
Her,
Ray
her
J.
real name is Daisy.
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 First job. It's her
Great
first
job.
acting job.
What do you think of the casting of the
Love
new
it.
people?
Love it.
Yeah, I
Spot
thought
on.
they were all good.
Mm.
I've been hearing a lot of shtick, and it's only from women. Finn, not so popular with the ladies. He's been accused of
Oh, really?
overacting. I think your wife.
But he was a
didn't
fucking
like Finn.
stormtrooper, man. He
She liked him.
She liked him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He was a stormtrooper. He's been through some shit.
Well, that's what I thought. When I saw it the second time, I realised I'd gone for a toilet break, and I missed when he fronts the Silver Stormtrooper Phasma,
Okay.
and he's going, "I'm in charge, I'm in charge," and Han Solo with one of his great comedic lines says, "Bring it down a bit," and I love,
Yeah,
I
right.
love,
Yeah.
And then
To
they
me-
allegedly put her in the trash compactor, but
yeah.
we never see it or hear
We
it.
didn't
So
see it.
if she's not coming back into it,
She'd
then-
better
Are
be
we
in the
doing?
second
No,
film.
there's no spoilers. How long is it? It's
Oh,
been.
no,
it's
no,
been
no,
long
don't
enough.
give away. Don't give
No,
away.
okay.
the
Yeah,
The
yeah.
big,
plot.
yeah.
Don't
There was
say
something
Stank.
big happens if you haven't seen it, and if you haven't seen it, see it as soon as you can, because someone like Homer Simpson will say, "Wow, what an ending!"
Yeah.
Can you believe?
But I reckon after like 6 months, I mean, spoilers.
I've been
spoilers.
out talking to you guys after you'd seen it,
Mm.
and twice I saw a kid and just walked away with my hand over my mouth.
Yeah. This
Just,
guy's gonna.
I don't want to
He's gonna blow it. That kid was gonna blow it for sure.
No, I didn't want to
Yeah.
blow it for him.
Ah.
Oh,
You
because
know?
you were talking on the phone.
I was talking
Oh,
about
sorry, yeah.
something that happens to a main character. It's pretty iconic, and it's you need
which
to
I
see.
think it was written into his clause. I'll do it.
Let's just tell him. Jabba the Hutt comes back and he's slimier than ever.
So I had a friend go to me.
His
I don't care.
twice
Spoil
as
it.
licky.
Spoil it. Tell me. I know you like your Star Wars. Fucking tell me what happened. And I said, "Oh, okay. Here's this. Okay, this is what happened. You know that droid, the ball droid? He's going, yeah. Yeah. Well, basically, C-3PO and R2D2 have had a kid, and that's it.
Oh,
That's awesome. And I said, Chewie's got braids, and Leia's with him now. And he just said, "You fucker."
well, this is a great game. Let's just do a quick
Rewrite.
Fake spoilers.
Fake spoilers. Star Wars Force Awakens. Fake spoilers. All right. There's the music.
There's more women in it. No, that's a real one.
That's a real one.
That's a real spoiler.
Turns out,
Kenny Baker was in the costume, but
I thought you'd say Kenny Rogers was actually
Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers is the new R2D2.
Mm.
Yeah, they've recast.
Bubba Fett.
Wasn't actually a Kiwi. We got nothing. We got no. That's a shit
no.
game.
Can I ask? Were you guys
I'll have to write 'em.
disappointed with the re-edits of Star Wars Empire and Jedi when they gave Boba Fett's? They re-recorded Boba Fett's voice as the Maori.
Oh,
they did too.
I
didn't
annoyed. It really annoyed me.
Retrofit it.
Yeah,
like
and
for-
I was really annoyed because and I was like, surely he would want to distance himself from the fact that he was of the same stock as clones, because clones, let's face it, were a dime a dozen.
No,
And maybe he
Boba Fett. Oh no, he was a clone.
Unaltered,
But they say in the new one that clones have a short lifespan.
but he didn't unaltered.
Oh, unaltered.
Because the clones were accelerated for their learning and growth. That's why they don't live so long.
They don't live so long, so they're not a good.
So most of them were dead by the well, I think all of them were dead by the time Star Wars: A New Hope.
All right,
started.
let's
Yeah,
go.
right.
Let's go instead of that other bad game that we just played. What about predictions for
The next one.
for future Star Warsies? I'll tell you the one that I've been spreading around that people don't seem to they haven't really caught on to it too much.
It hasn't gained gravitas.
It has not.
Gravitas.
Has not. I think Finn possibly is Lando Calrissian's son
Hey,
that
hey.
was
No,
stolen
and the problem with that
From
is that
Bali.
not everybody in the universe is related.
just
Yeah.
because they're
Especially
black.
the black people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say?
We've only
I
got room
reckon
for
you-
one black actor in
Did
this
you
movie. That's
did
it.
you text me saying where the bleep is Lando? I don't know why I bleeped myself. I've been swearing
I've been
all
saying
show.
cocksucker
Yeah.
and the JJ.
yeah.
Is that a swear word? I don't think it is.
But
Vagina.
but yeah, I my pick is for the next one. Lando will be in it.
Lando will be in it.
It's been very quiet on the Lando tip, hasn't it? No
But
one's
he's
been saying Lando.
what's his name again? His real name? The actor?
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams. Isn't he
Jumping
cuckoo
Jack
crazy?
Flash?
Sorry,
Isn't he cuckoo crazy?
bit. Yeah, he's
They're
got a
all
bit
crazy.
he's got a bit of a
Harrison
rep.
Ford's is off
he's-
his chops.
No, he's got a bit of a rep as being a not a pedantic performer, but a bloke that walks on set and people go, "You're Billy D. Williams," and yeah, he likes people to acknowledge that he flew the Falcon. I think
Right.
He's
as
not-
they should.
Is he? He's not flying the Jumping Jack Flash flag. Was he? No, not Jumping Jack Flash.
What else has he been in?
Oh God damn
He's
it.
in. He is Harvey Dent in the Tim Burton Batman. We watched it the other day.
Yeah, he
No,
is.
not
Billy
a
D.
big fan of the Batman franchise.
Um,
sorry.
Moving right along.
Sorry to all the fans
he
of Batman.
is.
my
Wasn't he the guy who sung the Ghostbusters theme?
No, that's
That's Ray Parker Jr.
Yeah, but they look exactly the same. Look it up, everybody.
not all black guys look the same. To you.
No,
There's
I'm
more
gonna
than
look.
one
I'm
bloke
going to.
I reckon Lando looks more like the Black Ghostbuster than the man who sang the song.
No,
Ghostbusters.
I'm looking up Billy D. Williams.
I'm looking it up too. I'm getting shit reception
Actually,
here.
you're right because Ray
And
Parker
then
Jr.'s
Ray
other
Parker
big
Jr. Ray.
Parker Jr.'s other big hit, "I'm in Love with the Other Woman," cracker of a song.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
Does that, he had two songs. Did he
No,
have a career
had
after that?
He had a third song somewhere.
Okay.
Actually, he
All right.
did.
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Batman,
No.
Two-Face. Yeah.
Here we
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
is Billy D. Williams and Ray Parker Jr. next to each other.
How
Are
did
you
you
ready?
do that on your
Okay,
phone?
yeah.
You're amazing.
Because that's what Google's all about.
That's what the internet is.
Get
They
fucked.
they look a
They
lot.
look
Get
They look a lot.
almost identical. Thank you.
Now, Tim.
Haven't you always thought that?
I reckon
Have
you
you
just shown me
always-
two photos of Lando.
Come on.
They do look it up. What did you type in? Billy D.
I,
Williams
Billy D. Williams and Ray Parker Jr.
Wow.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
the
then
mo,
give
the
people,
nose.
give people
the
time out there
hair.
to
you
Google
sure
it.
it's not?
Man,
It's the same dude.
it's the same dude, isn't it? I always thought, when I was growing up, I always thought that that Billy D. Williams
Was gonna break
had
out into
had
song.
had a music career, and he went on to Ghostbusters.
Didn't he do that movie, Tim?
It's amazing,
what was
isn't
it
it?
called? It was Action Jackson.
Action Jackson, and
Is that
he
that's what it
looks
was
like
called?
no, he doesn't
Was
look like
he
Billy
in
D.
Action Jackson?
What about
It's
Ray
really hard
Parker
to say.
Jr. and Action Jackson?
Is that
What's that
Action
guy's
Jackson.
name? You don't know?
I never saw the film.
Oh, didn't you? He
Was that based
they-
on a toy line?
No, they were
maybe?
trying
So it might be
to.
a comic.
They were trying to have a rival for Arnie at the time.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Is he Action Jackson? Is he in Commando or Predator? Predator.
Who was the black guy in Predator?
Here we
Yeah,
go.
that's him. Action
That's
Jackson.
him.
Action Jackson.
The big
Warner
bald
Bro-
guy.
Warner
Mac.
Brothers, 1988. You can buy it or rent it for $4.99, and
I feel like I'm on a train.
it's Carl
Everyone's on their
Weathers.
phone.
Carl
Weathers.
Carl Weathers.
Okay, so Carl
I
Weathers.
got the wrong black guy out of Predator. You son of a bitch.
Oh no, that's the guy that
You've been
shaves his face.
pushing too many pencils.
The
huh?
guy that's shaving his face all the time. There's something out there.
Isn't that is an iconic
What's
scene?
his- what was his
that
name?
that
Carl?
handshake between
The guy's name was in Action Jackson. You mean?
Yeah.
Carl
his
Weathers.
name Carl Weathers.
and he did some great films with John Carpenter early on. He did.
So we're
I
talking
finally
about-
saw The Thing. Have you guys ever seen that?
Okay, with the is that that's not the swamp thing?
No, Antarctica.
Ah, yes. That's great.
That's a stretch. He doesn't quite look like.
From this distance, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It could be a 70s Mo and an 80s Mo.
But
It
like-
could be the same dude.
They
You know,
remade
I'm
The
not
Thing,
the
yeah?
only guy thinking of this. You know that these actors are
Wow.
looking the same. There's a lot of actors that look the same.
But that Ray Parker Jr. and Lando, like, hey, if Billy D doesn't want to do it, they can get Ray. I hope
No,
Ray
that-
can act.
No, Ray Parker now doesn't look all that Lando.
Fresh. Okay.
Ray Parker now. Is that what you type into Google? Ray Parker now? Yeah, look at him. He doesn't look anything like Lando Calrissian. Only in the old days.
Oh man,
Yeah.
why do our heroes have to age? Yeah, why do people have to age at all? Have you heard about? I wasn't a big Eagles fan, but did you hear Glenn Fry who's died?
Yeah, everyone's dying.
It just means that now people are going to come up to me and request more Eagles.
Hey, but hey, how I feel kind of good that I haven't died within 2 weeks of Bowie or a week of Bowie.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Alan Rickman and poor. But I did hear something.
Alan
He
Rickman.
got his proppers, man. He's
I heard something pretty rad about Alan Rickman. Sorry, Billy Bragg was making a link between Bowie and Rickman, and he said, you know, it's not just that they both died at 68, was it 69?
Yeah, possibly.
He said they're not just linked by the fact that they died at the same age and they both died of cancer. They were both working class boys who made good by going to art college. And he said those opportunities now are only for the rich. You don't get to go to art college if you're poor in England, to a lesser extent here in the colonies. But but yeah, I thought it was a really good call because I liked Alan Rickman and.
How do you see him though? Do you see him as Professor Snape, or do
No,
you see
no.
him as Die Hard?
No, well, I first saw him in a Kevin Smith film, Dogma.
Dogma,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
an angel, and I really
He's-
enjoyed
oh,
it.
He
he's in
was.
that, is he?
He's.
He's like the voice of God.
Yeah.
The,
No, isn't
No, he's.
what's her name? The voice of God.
Alanis
No.
Morissette. No,
Alanis
that is
Morissette.
God.
She is God.
She is God.
Yeah.
What? So she's God, but she's got Alan
The
Rickman's voice.
no,
That's
no. Alan Rickman. There's some angel in the Bible that is like
My name
God's herald.
is
Yeah.
Alan
And it's
Rickman.
like
It's right on the tip of my tongue. What is bloody
it's like
Archangel.
Gabriel or something. Yeah, it's an archangel.
It's
isn't it?
Archangel.
Something.
Big-
But that's when I first saw him, and I've seen him in many other things, and always thought he was good.
But you don't see him as the bad guy in
Snape.
Die Hard.
No. Yes.
You don't get down with Die Hard?
Yes, no, I do. I do.
down
He
with
was-
Die
Does it say
Hard,
it was
don't
on
you?
That- no,
tip of
that
your
was a-
tongue?
that was
Johnny Diesel. Is that right?
what?
Isn't that what you just said?
No.
That he's-
No, you said Johnny Diesel.
Oh no, you said tip of my tongue.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my
Oh,
tongue.
God.
God, this is
No
a stretch.
reason to bring up Johnny Diesel
No.
ever.
Wow.
No,
there?
except in Scorn.
And then, well, Johnny Diesel in Injectors, Johnny Diesel, back to his original name, which was Mark something or other.
The
And
Johnny
Diesel
Diesel,
for
the
a
Johnny
while.
Diesel experience.
No, I'll tell you
Black
what, Johnny
45 and the
Diesel,
Johnny Diesels.
Johnny Diesel and Chris Wilson, Australia's own Chris Wilson, harmonica extraordinaire.
Legend, yeah, blues legend.
The album Short Cool Ones from
Blew
the 90s.
himself to death, didn't he?
No, he's still around.
He's still around.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how
Okay.
he'll die. He'll
That's
blow
all right.
himself to death.
How did we get on to Johnny Diesel?
Yeah, great album. Check that one out. Short Cool Ones. All the
Short
blues.
Cool Ones.
Yeah, classics, blues standards, and
I'm willing to believe that Chris Wilson can take take the stank off Diesel.
He can blow the stank off Diesel.
That's right. But what were we talking about?
Yes, Tim. Before you,
You're talking about Alan Rickman being the
That's
voice of God.
Yeah, we're over that.
Was
we
it?
don't say that anymore.
no, you were asking me about Die Hard, and yes, the first
Yeah.
Die Hard, he's a great villain.
But do you
He
get
is.
down with the Die Hard, man? Like that,
After the third film, I stopped seeing him at the cinemas.
man, you gotta get up
saw
to that.
no, hang on.
I
So
saw the fifth one.
was
I
the fourth
recommend
one with Samuel?
that was good.
Was that the fourth?
Well, the fourth one was with Kevin Smith as well.
oh yeah, I did see it on TV,
What?
and I liked it.
Kevin Smith's in the Die Hard movie.
And that's when he
In the
first.
computer
as
one,
well.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's a computer geek. The power goes out, and
he
he's
knows
yeah.
how to. He knows.
So there's that, and then the next one after that is
The new one that I saw
the new one
6 months
with,
before.
with his
everyone else.
son.
oh, the Russian one.
Couldn't get
That
through
looked
it.
like a piece
Couldn't
of
get-
crap.
couldn't get
Look,
through
it's
it.
Die Hard.
He liked
It's-
it.
Well, it's you guys say it in the movies. You know what you're going to get.
Who
There's-
was the son? Was the son the guy
He's the
from
Aussie
Tom
guy.
Hardy? Oh no,
He's an Australian guy, I think.
Aussie.
Yeah. But you get your explosions. You get to see Die Hard get beaten up again. You know,
Something with the helicopter.
This time there's a
Or was that
helicopter.
Mission Impossible?
this time a helicopter gets blown up. You know,
Hey,
Oh,
can
that
I
kind of is it.
can I take this
love
opportunity
that shit.
to slag off the Academy Awards?
Please,
Oh,
please
let's do it. Let's
Um,
go.
So I'm really upset that I felt I enjoyed it while I watched it. Then I tried to watch it a second time and went, no, this is fucking shit. And that was the latest Mad Max film.
Oh, I haven't
up
seen it
for-
yet.
That's up for a shitload of awards.
Mm.
And the Star Wars film, none.
No
Not
awards.
a cracker, not one. But also,
That's
which
odd.
which
How's that
really, I
Mm.
don't usually get offended by, other people. Basically, there's a slight and there's a racist slight. So, Jada Pinkett Smith, who's the wife of,
Ah, yeah.
and Spike Lee, who's no stranger to getting upset, have both gone for the second year running. Fuck you, Academy Awards. Not one black nomination.
Mm.
Really?
Mm.
And I went, you know what? For 2 years in a row, that's fucked.
They
Yeah.
know, and they know that's happening.
Oh,
Well, they're all white dudes.
surely.
Because they're rigging it anyway. Regardless, it's
And-
rigged,
and
so they know.
I'm sorry. I wanted Finn. I thought Finn deserves a nomination, and
Well,
Star Wars
Why
deserves
couldn't
a
it get a
nomination.
nomination for best comeback special or something?
Well,
like
that Michael B. Jordan in Creed, which Creed's a good movie. I fell asleep at the end of it. It was great. Everyone was great.
Did you
and
stay
even-
awake for Star
and,
Wars?
uh,
Yeah, I did. Sly was in it.
Yeah,
It's all good. But Sly is.
What's
not the
Creed
ma-
about?
It's about boxing.
It's
Again.
now.
I don't really. Sorry, boxing.
Isn't
Stallone.
Sly's the trainer now?
Sly's
Oh.
the trainer.
Did
Like
he
he's-
make him chase a chicken?
Spoiler alert. He chases the chicken. No, spoiler alert. There's big cancer going on. So
Oh, the same as
Sad.
what's his name?
Electric Boogaloo. Rocky Two.
Um,
Electric
Did you
Boogaloo.
see
He's
Stallone
trainer,
at the
isn't it?
Golden Globes? Standing ovation from everyone. Everyone
Yeah.
was like, "You're surefire to get the Academy,"
Mm.
and everyone's
It's a great
going,
movie,
"It's
though.
about time he got."
Some.
And I heard that
Some
the
props,
Martian,
yeah.
Some props.
the Martian
Yeah.
got an
God.
award for
Best comedy.
best comedy
Yeah.
or comedy or musical.
Comedy or musical?
Now, what? There were no comedies this year.
No, there was no music in it, so it had to take
Well,
the comedy.
Tina Fey and Amy Schumer made a proper comedy.
And they can never take it back.
Yeah, but just like anything apart from that movie, like I know that there's been comedians.
Yeah,
Well,
actual
why can't they
stand-up
have a? Why
comedians.
can't they have a? Surely, it's a popular enough style. Why can't they have best sci-fi movie?
Best sci-fi movie because the
Shit, man, I don't
the
think we're years
the
off that.
50 other sci-fi.
We're
Yeah,
closer to
yeah.
world
sci-fi
peace
We are
and
clo-
and,
yeah.
and, and,
No, we're
and an
closer-
agreement on emissions.
We're closer
Because there was that one year where one of the only science fiction movies that came out was Ice Slicer. What's it called?
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer. And
Great
that
film.
Fucking sucked.
You hated it.
Hated it.
Wow.
He made me
watched
watch
it.
it over
Wow.
years.
Yeah.
I took my dad to see that, and we came out and we thought it was great.
I thought it was great too, but I thought it was great. But on a second viewing,
Everything.
Tim was pointing out a lot of holes, holes in the plot.
I usually
Hey,
watch
a train cannot run for more than 2 years without you servicing the
Correct.
tracks.
a train cannot have a sushi carriage next to
The rave.
the rave carriage and the housing carriage.
No,
Or the
no,
sauna,
I-
or the sauna
So
tent.
so you want to go for shit, right? You got to go through the rave train. Sorry, no entry, VIPs only. Oh, I just want to go home. Excuse me. Pardon
No,
me,
the
excuse me,
rave.
pardon me, excuse
I
me.
thought it was odd that the rave
Pardon
was
me,
near the
excuse me.
engine.
No, it was the engine. It was the rave. Because
Yeah.
all the ravers come and get it right at the end. Spoiler alert.
That's
So,
true.
Engine, the front of the train, rave. Then was it a sushi bar?
Something like that.
No,
Sushi bar.
bullshit. You've got it wrong.
We just watched it.
I've seen the film multiple times.
No, sushi bar was right at the back. It was at the
Sushi
back.
bar was like 2 in.
Past
Yeah,
the
no,
aquarium sushi bar. Then there's the fridge meat locker.
That was before.
Which
that was
they-
before.
But that was
had-
the kindergarten as well.
Still-
Right at the start. So the kindergarten had to go
Through the rave.
through the no through the s- no
Through
it
the
didn't.
sushi rave.
Through, no, the rave nobody had to go through. The rave was,
Was
at
at the front.
basically at one end of the train,
It sucked.
and there was a whole
Sucked
lot of.
hard.
I agree.
when
I was
first-
going.
Give it to me. Tell
Okay.
me how it works.
No, I agree. I said to my dad, "Look, where were the machine shops? Where were the repair centres? Where was the shit to keep the
When
train
they had
running?"
to,
And
they collect the bugs and they make it into a jelly puree for the people to eat. But when they first got in there, they were starting to eat each other. They were eating their arms and whatnot.
It's like that movie.
And then all of a sudden, a carriage appears with all the machinery required to make a new scientifically.
No, it looked pretty.
The
I
puree.
kind of like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of like the look of the mixer.
Where's the machine from? Then they pull
No,
one
and-
dude from the back and say, "You're running it."
Yeah. I didn't mind that because I thought, yep, they must have lathes and things to make shit because they'd have
So-
to. But you don't see that.
You
so
don't
I
see
agree.
that.
It's
No,
a- it's
and
an
there's the
omission.
one scene where they're going around the mountain and then they're shooting from carriage to carriage,
Awful.
and it's like there's
you
like
could see him.
150 carriages between them, and then he goes.
We
into-
experience about 8.
Yeah, and then he goes through 2 carriages and he's at the dude
Yeah.
fighting
Yeah,
him.
the
gun's still
timeline
smoking.
was the timeline.
But
was very off.
I'm sure in this case the book is better than the movie.
It's a graphic novel.
It's a graphic novel.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Graphic
So
novel.
when they did you guys? I quite enjoy.
It's a- Look it up. What is it?
comic, Tim.
And
What's it called? Cock
Snow
piercer.
I quite enjoy
The cock piercer.
the
With Prince Albert.
As the cock.
I enjoyed the fight with all the guys with the axes and stuff.
That was
and the
pretty good.
fish, and
Okay.
they cut the fish, and then the guy slips on the fish halfway down the carriage when he's fighting. I thought that was very
Yeah.
graphic novel.
Okay, so they go from the back of the carriage, right? There's only a certain amount of population left on Earth. They go through each carriage, murdering every single person they come across, apart from children. No,
And the sushi guy.
no, there's a big shootout. Remember the
The
school
kids get away.
teacher?
The kids get away.
Yeah,
The
where
kids
did they
get away.
go?
They run to
Where
the
did they go?
rave. They run to the rave carriage.
They must have been at the rave because there was we didn't see the kids again.
We don't see anybody go through any housing. There's no cabins.
Yeah, we
Oh,
do see
sleep-
There
one
was bunks.
scene.
There was bunks.
There was like, you know those first class carriages where you've got booths. I hope that doesn't translate to it on air. And that is what you think of it, isn't it?
What? No,
There was a scene with a dentist and you know,
I actually watched it out
Yeah,
of
he
respect
was-
for
he was-
you because you said you liked it, so I watched it. He said
and you
he'd
hate me for that.
He
don't you?
said he'd seen it, but I suspect
he hadn't.
he never made it to the last carriage. I suspect that.
I strongly suspect that too. I actually thought the ending was good
The ending was good.
because I couldn't see how it would end, and then it ended, and I was like, I kind of like that. And did you
I like the drug they
like
were
some of the-
taking. Like the
yeah,
idea of that it was
Chronol or-
chronol or whatever, and it was all the toxic waste from the train.
I thought the dialogue was great when he said, "Are you clairvoyant?" And the girl that was born on the train said, "What's that?"
Oh, it's hard to spell, but somehow they managed to put it into the script. No, but sci-fi. Back to
That was the only sci-fi that year.
that was the only, it was one of the only
Have
sci-fis
you
that year.
guys seen Under the Skin?
No, I haven't seen that.
Scarlett Johansson, a
Ooh.
female alien, trolls Scotland
Oh, I've heard about this.
for men. And I
Nude?
saw that with my dad, and I came out and I said, "Dad, I'm really sorry. That was really unresolved." He got really excited and went, "Oscar, that is what surrealist cinema is all about." and we discussed it for hours over dinner. And
I haven't had an erection like that in years.
but he had a great theory. But because you guys haven't seen it, I won't say it. But
Give it to me. I don't care.
he was saying it was a queen bee kind of situation, and there are these.
What, like Beyonce?
There are not like Beyonce, but apparently, so there are these guys on motorbikes, and it's very ambiguous as to what purpose they are serving. And my dad said, she's like essential for their survival. And I said, what do you mean? He said,
Queen of the heart,
he said
man.
she provides the skins. So whenever she eats someone, she gets it. She picks up a guy to rave, and he's
Rave carriage. Yeah.
At the rave carriage from the snowpeircer.
She takes him
Yep.
back to her lair,
Yeah.
and the dude's getting really excited. He's taking his pants off. He's into it. You know,
Yeah,
he's going
fuck,
to get some.
Yeah.
And then he basically falls through a floor, and he's not swimming. He's not underwater, but he's
He's in fucking bug juice.
he's
Like-
in a void, and he can't work out where
Right.
up and down is. And then he sees this figure coming towards him. It's not a figure; it's the skin of the last dude she ate. And my dad was saying
All right.
the
Well, that sounds right.
skins are for the dudes on the
Is
bike.
this new? Because I've heard
No,
about
it's quite
this.
old, and it's
Okay.
really good.
And do you get into horror movies?
No, but this is not horror. It's not explicit.
TurnstileRecords.net is brought to you by walkerdigital.com.au. We take great care in personalising the look and feel of your business website, paying attention to every last detail to ensure the optimum user experience. Use Walker Digital for web design, hosting and support, and online marketing. walkerdigital.com.au.
Das ist gut, flippity stick. Und statt flippity stick. Das ist gut, flippity stick. Das Bango Bango, flippity stick. Das ist gut, flippity stick.
There's no award for horror movies.
No, there isn't, is there? No, I think there is a.
Best splatter.
No,
and
there
gore.
is. No, I heard it on another podcast. They're talking about they do like sci-fi cons, but horror cons.
Yeah.
So you'll go there and you'll find out about all the horror movies. Plus, there'll be like the actors and then big makeup
Yeah.
demonstrations and all that kind of stuff. That's where it comes together. It comes together as a horror thing because they don't. No
They're
horror
not, they're
movie
not
stands.
respected enough.
No, it doesn't stand on its own. It's like it goes in the ranking of from bottom
Best
to,
action.
Right.
bottom
Okay.
to top.
I bet
Homemade funniest videos, pornography.
Just
horror
look up.
movies.
Just look up what awards.
Snowpiercer.
I bet you that Blair Witch would have got.
That would have got something.
That would have got something, but it would have been best independent movie or
yeah.
something. It wouldn't have been best horror.
Best shaky camera.
Mm.
But I've always wanted to do a soundtrack for a horror.
Right.
And
Is that because of John Carpenter and all his?
no, just
leaning on the
because
keyboard?
Just tap the mic.
just
It's
no.
just like,
screech, pretty much.
Are you a fan of the genre? Either of you?
I
get down with
do, but I found I do.
Mm.
But I found that there was a point where I just stopped becoming scared of it, and then that was it. I think after like the first series of Walking Dead, watched that sort of on the edge of the seat, going, because I
Really?
never really liked zombies growing up because when we were younger,
Dawn of the Dead original was hard.
no,
to
we
swallow?
had we were allowed to put posters up in our bedroom. We were privileged children, and I wanted to seem a lot harder than I was, and got a Michael Jackson Thriller poster, but it had all the zombies. And,
I remember being scared by that film clip.
Wow,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
but like imagine having that
got
as
scared.
I've got a thriller.
that's the poster I had on the wall, and every night I went to sleep, I was like, I got to try and harden up because
And
my
then
brothers are.
and I was sharing the bunk, and then I was a big Michael Jackson fan. I was a little bit younger, and I went, "Well, I can handle the poster. I'll have the poster. If you don't want the poster, I'll have the poster." And so I had the poster up on the first night, and fuck me dead, I still remember that
The dreams.
the dream.
Oh,
I woke
horror
up.
dreams.
I
And,
woke up. the night terrors.
No one needs to
That's,
dream of Michael Jackson.
not,
Not at that age.
Not dead Michael Jackson
And
zombie.
I did a horror fest with CC.
Yep.
Remember CC?
Yeah, I remember.
And we got all the horror movies out from DJ's video, and we
$2
watched it. And there was
video.
a lot of like the original Day of the Dead.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead.
Original Dawn of the Dead. No, there was Day of the Dead.
Which
That's
is
that's
crap,
new.
not
That
very
was a
good.
new one.
That was a
Yeah,
new one.
Day of the Dead.
And there was
Diary
Demons.
of
Do you
the
remember Demons? The guy puts on the mask and like
I
it
remember
scratches
that.
him.
And
And then he's in the theater toilets going
getting
scratch,
close then,
so
yeah.
sorry, scratching his face, and then his face starts peeling off, a la V.
That's first you
and
guys ever
he
saw
turns
brain
into a
damage.
demon.
Brain damage.
Brain
yeah.
damage, yeah, saw that.
Ghoulies. Remember Ghoulies?
But
no.
the
Anyone
zombies-
for
the
Ghoulies?
zombie thing
Anyone
is
for
freak out.
Ghoulies?
Yes, I remember the cover.
The cover. That's what they did, man. If you
They
had a
had
good
great,
cover,
great cover art.
bad
Was it?
the
And
B
then I
grade
saw the
though.
other day, Munchies.
Munchies, yeah.
Munchies?
Never saw
yeah.
Critters. I think it had
Critters?
like 3 films, but I never bothered. And Kevin Bacon's in like one of the original.
The Langoliers.
Never saw it. Any good?
Yeah.
That is
I like
actually
it.
based on a half decent book. I
Yeah,
think.
it is. It's a Stephen.
We had that poster up in
Unbelievable.
our, we had that poster up in our room for years.
Munchies,
Do you remember
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
And that was a Gremlins
It's a
takeoff.
Gremlins takeoff. Yeah.
It's a
Gremlins
Gremlins
rip-off.
rip-off.
It's like quickly let's put together a little green
Oh my
guy
god!
horror
And
movie.
Did you ever see The Gate?
The Gate. What was that
yeah, the
one?
gate was pretty good.
It was
Didn't
alright.
The
that-
ninth Gate with Johnny Depp.
You
was
said Ghoulies.
Ghoulies.
Yeah, and I watched.
I said anyone for
Gremlins
Ghoulies
2
6 times.
All right.
He's too busy on his phone.
Did you say Ghoulies? Did you say Ghoulies?
I said Ghoulies.
I knew you
I've
said
said
Ghoulies.
Ghoulies. Yeah, yeah.
I
Kick
just
you
wanted
in
We
to
say
say
ghoulies every show, don't
Kick
we?
you in the Ghoulies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched Gremlins 2 with Audrey.
Electric
and
Boogaloo?
It was fucking junk. You seen it?
I nearly got
Wait
beaten
a
up
minute.
by my friend.
Wait, how did you
I-
feel?
I nearly got beaten
What
up
did you
by-
think about the movie?
It was pretty good. It was
Negative
yeah.
10.
Yeah, yeah.
I hired that back in the days where, you know, you were young enough to buy beer and still young enough not to have anything to do on a weekend night. And I got sent with another guy to go get the videos and the beer. And when we got back, we bought 2. I can't remember the other film, but one was Gremlins 2. And after we watched it, me and the other guy, we got in a play fight of that was fucking shit.
Yeah,
And there was
you suck.
there was real anger in the punches.
It
Were
was
you
like
18?
that.
Yeah,
or
well,
you
over
were
18.
young enough
no,
to
I-
buy beer because most people back
No,
in the day
I lived down the road from a bottle shop where I knew the dude who was the full-time dude, and I used to be able to buy alcohol. And so that used to be my weekend earner. I used to buy a slab for $20. I used to walk down. I live near the beach, still do, and I'd walk down to the beach, and I'd just walk up the beach as a young kid with a slab, and find a beach party, and basically walk up to older kids and go, "Do you want to buy some beer?" And they go, "Oh, fucking oath!" And they'd be underage. I was underage. They could have beaten me up and taken my beer at any point. That never happened. And
Because they
used
were
to
like, where did he get this beer from? Maybe he'll come back with more beer if we
But
beat
it was
him up.
cold generally, and I would sell 3 6-packs and have a 6-pack for me, and that would do me the week. I couldn't finish a 6-pack in a
Nah,
night.
no,
way.
not back in the day.
I was such a
Lightweight.
I was lightweight. You know, I couldn't maybe
That's right,
drink
man.
3 beers a night, maybe.
I was a 2-pot screamer until I was like 24, and then
We used to
something
drink,
unlocked in me.
We used to go get Strongbows, and because
Old
because
George,
you could
old Georgie
go,
boy,
Yeah, nah, Peter.
old Pete, Big
Because
Pete,
he
Big
would
Pete or
just,
old
he would
Pete?
just he would just sell to us like,
To everyone, to everyone.
yeah, to everyone. And we would go down to the park because you know the old telecom phone boxes,
Yeah,
and they've got that mesh
yeah.
that used to be around the bottom. That's the perfect
Bottle
bottle
opener.
So we used to get
Wow.
Strongbows and go, ksk, and then yeah.
Thank you
just
for
drink down
telling me
the
that,
park.
because I've
Yeah,
broken
you never
many.
done that?
I've broken many beers trying to do it on letterboxes.
Nah.
Well, there's
Nah.
no more phone boxes around, dude.
No,
No,
it's just there is, but they don't
Aren't
have
they?
that.
They got free Wi-Fi now. Apparently, that's how they. How do
They're
we
on
get
it,
people
they're
to use these fucking things? I don't know. We'll give
No,
them
but you got to be with
free
Telstra.
internet.
You have to have a
Oh, is
Telstra
it?
account to do it.
Is it?
It's a
I've seen
specific-
bus shelters with broken panes of window and that material replacing it. That grid
They're
stuff.
still breaking a hell of a lot of those things around here.
Do you know what I reckon it is? I reckon it's the Glazers. I reckon it's a conspiracy.
Keeping themselves
That's
in
a-
work.
It's the dude that runs the company. He goes, says to his 15-year-old sons, "Here's some fucking strongbows, right? Go drink them at the phone box, and then smash the shit
out
up."
I believe. Yeah, I've
That's
got
why
a.
wouldn't
You know, I
that
love
be
graffiti.
happening?
I've got a lot of mates who are in graffiti, and some of those mates, like myself, well, not like myself. I do clean a lot. I clean a lot of graffiti in my job,
Yeah.
but a lot of these dudes are maintenance dudes.
Yeah.
And if
And
they
they
want to create a bit of work for themselves, they
Or
just,
they
bomb
hit the
shit
spots
up.
they just whitewashed.
yeah.
Straight away.
And,
At night, as if you wouldn't.
And yeah, it's like you just never can tell who was once a rider, always a rider. But
There is back to that writers thing. There's still the rivalry, right? So people hate other people writing. So if you did a piece and someone came and tagged over it, it's still the rivalry is still there. Like
most most kids you
do
just
they
have
still
to.
like toy over?
Dude, all the
pieces?
rivalries, all the
So now you have kids who just think, oh, they really do think everything they do is gold, and they don't see the stress. Oh, what's the stress? It was a legal wall. It's like, I had it legal, and you've gone over me, and I've had it for the last 10 years.
Or they go. They don't respect the graffiti that's already on there,
No.
and they go, "There's a wall with graffiti. Less graffiti on it because it's a
That's
graffiti
the
wall."
sensibility.
even that Robert
It's bizarre.
Doyle, the Lord Mayor, who's saying, even that it's whack now. Even he's saying Hosier Lane and whatnot is whack because it's just full of that was the
crap
graph.
that doesn't last.
Yeah.
And look, I admit to painting it every now and then because for a while I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go down the storm drains. I'm going to go and paint in the city where I can have a beer and be accosted. But you get accosted by so many tourists going, can you take my photo? Can we take our photo with you? And you get people going, oh, I love all the street art and want to talk to you about graffiti. So most dudes put their headphones on and don't talk to anyone when they paint.
If you love graffiti, let's go down the fucking
but
tunnels, man. I'll show you.
yeah,
some.
it lasts for about a day.
Mm.
Whereas I went and did the drains last year in December, and I saw a piece from 2006. Now that's 10 years old, and nothing I've done in the city has lasted more than a month.
Okay, so down at the tunnels that are near where my parents live, there's the lights tunnel, so that's the tunnel that you can ride through, and that's ever changing. So there'll be a piece up there, and then within a few months, they've graded out.
Oh yeah,
concrete grade.
Yeah.
But then in the 3 tunnels that are next to that, there's pieces that have been in there for like 35 years.
historical
Like
stuff.
even going down there, I can see stuff that my brothers had tagged on the wall
Wow.
35 years ago.
Wow.
Still
Still
there.
there, man.
Clinker. That was it.
Striper. Not the band.
Classic.
I was going to say.
They were Christian metal, weren't they?
They were.
I was going to say,
Christian
man,
band.
all those
I've got
traditional
Striper down
rivalries from our days are over. Like the skateboarding, rollerblader,
Can I tell my
skateboarders
joke?
won.
Can I tell my
right?
joke about rollerblades?
Sure.
Well, so this
I
came
know
this
this
came from
joke.
D, who's a skateboarder, and he said, "What's the worst thing about being a rollerblader?" I said, "I don't know what." Telling your parents that you're gay.
I thought you were going to say.
And
rollerblading.
then I saw it reversed. I saw an old Sopranos episode, and AJ has mates, and they say, "What's the worst thing about being a skateboarder?"
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
What
wow.
they used the same joke for that for skateboarding.
But they flipped it.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking Yanks.
Poetic license.
Because
Okay,
I understand why skaters hated
So
rollerbladers.
technically, they wrote an original joke because they changed one word.
It just proves that the rollerbladers, and I did put rollerblades on my feet. It didn't work out. They ended up being the tools that.
Well, you
saying
put 'em on
that
these
I
days, you put
remember
'em on
repeating
the
that
osteopath.
joke,
You end up
repeating
at the
that joke
osteopath.
brings you tells everyone you're a fucking tool. You took the skater's joke, you just flipped it. You're not original.
And
Like just
but-
like
but
your
also-
boots, just like your skateboarding boots, right? We came up with the first. It's on a board. You get 4 wheels, put it on a board. Put it on a boot.
But
roller
I always
skates were first.
so on the ramps and the bowls, I used to see it, and guys on a skateboard would, take themselves out. The next dude would have a churn, whereas because they'd have to go and get their board. Whereas the rollerbladers would stack, and they'd just get right back on and keep skating, and you'd hear audible groans. Oh,
Here he goes again.
and
This
it's like, mate,
wanker.
you've had your shot. Fuck off.
All right, traditional rivalries. Coke and Pepsi. Clearly, Coke won. Michael Jackson, Prince.
Friends.
Prince,
Hey, the
yeah.
Coke
Prince
Pepsi
won.
thing. I had a last weekend. I was at I was house mining, and I managed to lock myself out of the house. So I was in the shed, and I had a can of Pepsi. I drank that, and then I went down and bought a 1.25 liter bottle of Coke, and I had nothing to put it in. So I put it in the Pepsi thing. I was like, maybe I'll die because they're chemicals that they put in.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
It's
you can't
one or the other.
Drinking a Coke out of a Pepsi can just seemed so fucking
That's
wrong.
weird.
And I thought, I'm going to die. There's probably they're probably diametrically opposed, so that they put in chemicals that you cannot. Because have you ever drunk Pepsi, just cola? Have you ever drunk a Coke and a Pepsi within, you're like,
No.
close to each other?
never
They
the time.
taste foul.
They-
Anyone you have second
That's
is
right.
just.
What about
Hubba Bubba and Yubble Gum? Bubble, what was it?
no Skittles and Hooly Doolies?
Hooly Doolies.
Skittles one, no one.
Yeah, but if you eat too many Hooly Doolies, your shit turns colourful.
It does.
Do you remember Hooly Doolies?
No.
Does anyone want a Hooly Dooly?
What were they? Just sweet?
Spy versus Spy?
Yeah.
Classic rivalry?
No.
Yin versus Yang?
Hey, did you guys ever have the old man?
No,
I've got a whole lot of old man magazines, and I've got
CDs versus vinyl. Vinyl one.
Star Wars versus Star Trek? Is that one?
Star Wars
Star
wins.
Wars is winning.
Uh,
They're up to like $1 trillion.
Mad Magazine versus Cracked,
Oh yeah, that
Okay.
was yeah.
and Cracked apparently has resurfaced as an online force.
And is Mad still printing? Oh
Yes,
down at
yeah,
the,
yeah. No, I went to the library, and they had you could hire the latest.
What? Where?
Mad
What?
magazine.
What?
I go to the library.
What's that?
What is that?
Lisa,
We can't afford all these books.
it's a place where the homeless and myself go to be cool on extreme heat weather.
Okay.
What about,
so
what about cats versus dogs?
No
There's
clear winners.
there's
No
no
clear
clear
winners.
winner.
But
What-
everybody's got an opinion
What
on it.
about chocolate bars? It's Violet Crumble and what's the other one? Violet Crumble and Crunchy.
Crunchy, yeah. I see Violet Crumble for me.
The purple wrapper is way more appealing for me.
The honeycomb's much nicer. The
The
treatment,
Violet
the treatment
Crumble?
of the. Sorry.
Oh no, which one?
I'm on the
He's a violet man.
Violet Crumble.
I'm a
Crunchy.
crunchy guy.
Shit,
Yeah,
we're gonna have to
I'm
end
I
the
was
podcast.
eating honeycomb the other day.
Straight up honeycomb.
Straight up honeycomb.
Oh yeah.
And
That's the business. That's the
it
business
is the
right there.
business,
Yeah,
but
right
it's,
there.
It's a
Doesn't
tough,
shatter well.
No, and then if you don't go the quick chew, it like clumps up and becomes like incredibly like
Like a ball of
like
sugar.
Resistant.
taffy.
So you're saying the chocolate, you need that chocolate on there, and you need it to be in the fridge. So
You've got to have the
it gets-
chocolate. The chocolate on there helps you work through the stickiness of the honeycomb.
The
Mm.
only
you
time I've
crush the
enjoyed
honeycomb-
crunchy is as an ice cream.
Oh yeah.
No, crunchy ice cream. Like I'm not going past that. Don't. worry
What
that.
about picnic versus Chiquito roll?
Same?
No,
Is that the same?
Chiquito did disappear off the market for a while.
They're gone.
No, they're back.
They're back.
I think they came back, didn't they?
Chiquito. One looked more like a turd than the other.
So what was the PK
But
and
pretty turd like.
juicy fruit or PK?
Yeah, juicy fruit picker.
Well, which one?
We'll get you going.
Which
Which
one? Who won?
Keeps on
Juicy fruit.
flowing.
PK. PK won, didn't
Juicy
it?
fruit. The taste.
You get you going.
Yeah, juicy fruit for me.
Juicy fruit, man.
I wasn't much into chewy.
There
Oh,
was
did you
a,
guys like
real
the
banana or
sticks?
fake banana?
Fake. The gum chewy.
Oh,
do
like-
you ever have sticks of spearmint and?
Yeah.
like a-
yeah.
Oh, the flat
Like,
ones.
flat
Isn't that
flat
PK?
ones.
Wasn't that what PK was?
I think they came in
My memory of
flatsies.
PK was little pellets like juicy fruit.
But the pellets only
What about
came in
okay?
later,
So
didn't they?
so the
it was
flat,
always stick.
the flat chewy that comes in those individual silver
Do they
rolls,
still make that shit?
right? I think that's PK
Yeah,
Isn't
that
it?
was. PK
Versus-
had a variety.
versus the chewing gum in collector cards.
Oh, fucking
Ah.
shocking chewy, but
It
you
was
couldn't go
shocking
past
chewy.
those cards.
Yeah,
Still
you
got
know
all my
the
Star
smell
Wars
of the
cards.
cards, yeah. But it goes too hard.
Got
Like
Star Wars
those
cards, I got
man.
Empire cards, got Jedi.
He's got Kiss cards.
I got all the Kiss cards.
I'll have another one, Tim. Oh, no, one of mine.
No.
We've got Jedi cards. You've got Ghostbusters 2 cards. Worth nothing.
No, they actually are not worth a thing.
They're not worth anything.
Really?
No.
He can't. No one can hear what you're saying, Tim. I'll relay it.
So
he's going through all
he's
these
going through
junk.
and he's just handed me a deck of Ghostbusters cards, and the first card is Bill Murray is Venkman.
And what do you think about this new? I know Donald Trump's not too happy about the new Ghostbusters being all chicks, but what do you think?
I just heard he's one step closer. We're one step closer to World War III.
Yeah, that's right.
Apparently Sarah Palin has put her support behind him.
Well, he's screwed now then.
No,
'Cause she can't.
She's
No,
come forward.
she
She
represents
supports-
the hardcore
She
right.
supports buckets. Pails in particular.
that's a week.
Those cards haven't been open for 100 years. I went up
Teenage
to.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I went up
Sorry.
to inquire. I went
Not
up to
those
inquire.
cards,
They've
not the
got
ones
glad
on-
wrap around them. Open them, Jeremy.
132 deluxe
Oh my
movie
god!
cards.
Look at that card. Love Manhattan style.
So I went up to the toy guy in Johnville.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Johnny.
These are Ghostbusters 2? Oh my
That's what I'm
god!
saying. They're worth
Yeah.
literally worth nothing.
And I said to him, how would you like a full set of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle original film?
Original cartoon or film? Are these
That's the film, the
cards?
ones you're opening
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Never been opened.
I collect these,
Um,
man.
And he said, don't give them to me, they're junk. He's got thousands of collector cards, full sets. Nobody ever wants them. And he can't trade them, can't sell them. No one wants them.
What
It's
kind?
dead.
Yeah, I spent out of it.
Anything.
Oh, what, like Pokemon cards?
All of it, especially Pokemon. But
Okay.
movie related cards.
I remember
Like,
1990.
look how many Batman cards you got to collect, right? I got them all. They're all in there, in numerical order.
The Tim Burton 1988.
That's the one that
1989
he
Batman.
doesn't like the Batman
No,
franchise.
no, look.
What
I'm
about
just
Turtles?
not excited about the films. I kind of liked Batman when I was a kid, and he was a cool hero. But okay, and I loved
You like the 60,
I loved the Dark
66?
Knight Returns, the comic.
You don't like
But-
the 66 Batman? Batman 66?
The old school. When the-
What,
The TV series.
Kapow!
Yeah,
And
Shabam.
I did have
Batgirl.
No, I did enjoy the villains in it, and
Joker, they
they-
refused to
they
take off
cap him and-
they refused to take off his moustache.
Eartha Kitt, she was pretty hot.
Yeah.
But look, I didn't enjoy the Tim Burton Batman. I didn't really like those last 3 Batman films, and you know,
What,
sorry,
where he's going like this
sorry,
all
Heath
done?
Ledger.
Yeah.
I really do miss you, and wish he was still around, and it was a great performance as the Joker. But those 3 films just.
What about
many
what about
times
the
you
new
re-
Suicide Squad film? That's
That'll
coming
be-
I'm excited. I'm
How many
yeah,
times-
Sorry,
It's
I'm not.
pretty
I'm not against the franchise.
No.
I'm a dickhead.
How many times do you think it took
Because
me?
yeah, I am looking
Because
forward
that's,
to
that's
Suicide
in
Squad.
the Deadpool. No, is Deadpool's Marvel?
Marvel, I think.
Is it?
Gee,
I
we would
forgot.
get
No.
the shit kicked out of us in Comic Con if we were.
Yeah, we're
Right.
fucking.
What do you mean you
I
don't
have
know?
A problem. I have a problem reciting names, and all
I'm
that
just
kind of
not
business.
that into. I don't know superheroes per se. I wish I knew my comics better, but yeah, I do enjoy the Marvel films more than I do the DC
Oh yeah.
franchise films.
Yeah, all the
That
way.
said, I will probably go and see Batman versus Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Give it a
yeah.
give it a go.
Well, that like you were saying, that Heath Ledger Batman. It's that
That
was
was the
that was
second one?
particularly boring though for me. Like it
Wasn't-
took
wasn't
about
unreal.
four times to get to the end of that. Seriously,
You're
man.
a sleepy man.
Yeah, no, it's like I reckon. Okay, well, Star Wars kept me awake. I mean,
Yeah, I think you would have been in real
Mm,
trouble if you hadn't
think I
made
s-
it to the end of Star Wars. So you,
I had to go see it at 4:30 in the
I told
afternoon.
you guys, I managed to. I went to a cinema where they were. I got into the candy bar line, and
Mm.
it was 5 to 12, and I thought, yep, I'm just going to get myself a couple of beers and get in there, and it just got locked up.
Is
The
this Star Wars?
Yeah, the popcorn machine. And so this was the first night, and I went to the classic cinema, and it was an adult crowd. And they said, when I went at 10:30. Said, "Oh, any chance I could get a ticket tonight?" And they went, "Yeah, we've just opened a new cinema." So it was half empty.
Right.
But when I got to the candy bar, I couldn't just cancel my order. I hadn't ordered yet. I couldn't get out of the line. I was like wedged in, and people were ordering, and I'm shit you not, dim sum. They were getting bamboo steamer trays
What?
as movie food, and I'm like, what the fuck?
What's happened?
And I was waiting to get served, and sorry, I was in the middle of a line, couldn't move forward, couldn't move back, and then this woman goes, "Is anyone being served?" And everyone's just standing around like gimps. So I went, "Yep, 2 Melbournes," grabbed the beer and just got into the cinema.
Bolted.
And I managed to miss the Star Wars logo, the credits.
Oh.
I came in
The
with
plot line.
yeah. Well, I came
Well,
well
you had to go take a piss when Finn was doing
later
all
on,
that business.
but for all that, I still utterly loved it and didn't feel on the back foot. So I came in and I saw Finn being conflicted over shooting the civilians at the start.
So you didn't get
He missed the
you didn't
map.
get the experience of people clapping.
no,
Like,
I'm
when
going.
it comes-
Woo!
we had nothing when we went and saw it. It was
Same.
like dead.
I
No
was
one
really
claps.
people clapped at the end, and I was really happy because I was happy to clap at the end. It made me feel like it was Star Wars, and no one clapped at the end of Phantom Menace.
No.
And me and my brother felt that was an event. Like, oh, we're gonna see Star Wars again. We never thought this would happen.
Yeah.
And
Little did you know.
but this was the full experience that we were waiting for with those prequels of just I want some Star Wars. I want more.
I want action.
I want a new Star Wars film, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I've seen it twice. You guys been back?
I haven't been back yet.
I downloaded a copy and watched it at home. A camera version. It's fantastic.
Yeah, seeing it the second time.
Cinema.
So
It was
all
great.
of my criticisms.
I have no shame because I just wanted to watch it again.
Yeah.
I wanted to pause it, and there are a
You've
few
already
little-
given.
And I know you will buy it. Like that's
Yeah,
to
yeah.
me
Oh,
is
yeah,
the
of
only
course.
excuse of
Yeah, yeah,
downloading.
yeah.
I'm definitely
If
going to
you
go
buy
again
it.
as
yeah,
well.
you took your family to it, so they got
Yep.
your money. They've had your share.
But yeah, I want to see.
Disney,
I want
you've
to
had
see
your
it
share
at
of
least
my
2
money.
more times on the big screen.
I saw it 3D. That was good.
See, I'm not a
It's good.
3D fan.
It's good.
Hate it.
Well, I only
Yeah.
saw Avatar with 3D and
Talk about movies. That,
sucked ass. I hate that movie.
So I've got
much.
I've got
Yeah.
our friend.
I hate it so much I never bothered.
Oh man,
I saw it on
just-
TV and just went exactly what I thought.
It was all about selling digital TVs or like the
But
3D TVs.
Everyone was creaming in their sarongs about how inventive James Cameron was. He's created this whole world. It was just
Forest
culture
and-
picking
yeah.
of, oh yeah, let's make a creature that's like a rhino. Let's make a creature that's like a giant dinosaur.
Like a duck with a. How are we
Yeah,
going to do
and
that? How are we going to do
just-
wings? And he's got blue hair.
And people were going, it was so inventive. It was fucking derivative as all
Yeah,
fuck
yeah. And
I've got our friend Matty Whelan
on the phone.
in London. He's
Texting you, or is he?
he's texting me. I've asked him if he wants to say something really quick on the podcast, and all he said is it's fucking -2 here, and he prefers the 2D Star Wars to the 3D Star Wars.
Can you tell him to watch Space Dandy? Oscar says
watch Space Dandy. I've got to write that down because each time I go to think of it,
You can't think
I
of the
can't
name.
think of the name.
So
'Cause it's
the
got Dandy
new
in it.
love of my life is a Japanese anime called Space Dandy.
I'll-
He's a
I'll,
dandy
um,
guy in space.
I'll
Is
try
it
and
Danny
watch
Man?
it before the next podcast. And
Okay, so he combs the galaxy like his pompadour on the search for rare aliens. He encounters brave new worlds with aliens, some friendly, some not. Space Dandy
Space
with
Dandy.
with his brave space crew in space. That's the intro.
And it's anime.
Japanese anime dubbed, really well dubbed, really.
Okay, cool.
And so he's got a goody robot called QT, and I thought QT was a woman, but I think
Q-tip, is he bald?
he's bald.
Q-tip, Q-tip.
But I
Q-tip.
thought he was a female droid at the start. Now I'm thinking it's a case of recasting the voice because it seems like a lot of the gags he is a male robot. But the other character, my favourite one, he's a Betelgeusian. He's often referred to as a space cat, and everyone calls him a cat. And he always says, "Why does everyone think I'm a cat?" But his name, they went to his home planet, and they meet his family, and they find out that his name's Meow. And he's like, "It's a common name where I come from." And
I'm going to
yeah.
write some of these down, actually.
That's
you know.
right down.
Yeah.
But it's-
Space Dandy for those
Okay.
folks out
I'll
there.
just listen to the
and
podcast.
and yeah,
I'll just re-listen to everything that we've mentioned.
Just listen to the podcast.
I gotta go
again.
get some PK chewing gum. I gotta get a can of Coke. I've gotta watch Ghostbusters 2 again.
But
Yeah,
I
chiquito.
have not found any good TV worth watching for donkey's ages.
Well, I don't
Since
watch. I don't
Vikings.
watch the old TV.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Robot's pretty good. I watched that.
Oh, was that all right?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Christian Slater
Yeah, I always like him.
making a.
What is
comeback.
it? Hackers and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it too derivative of the world's a conspiracy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Yes, exactly. that.
Either are you. so
Thinking about it, that's exactly what it is.
so
yes.
I'm not that. I'm not interested in seeing the new X-Files. Are you boys?
I'm definitely
I'm-
gonna watch it.
I mean,
I
I was a
will.
big-
I will
we-
definitely watch it
I used to have
Here's a
X-Files
question
night,
for
so I
you.
just
because
love that
he's
shit.
better. He's better as an actor now. What's his chops?
David Duchovny.
That's the one. That's the cat.
I always liked him.
She still looks great as well.
You reckon he's a
Dana.
better actor?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Better.
so yeah, there's my question to you. Dana Scully,
Hot or
Sexy.
not? Yes,
Hot or
very
not?
hot. Yes.
not hot for me.
Really?
I could never
Man.
understand the appeal.
You know, wash
To me,
those
she was-
eyeballs out.
She was frumpy.
Frumpy. No, they were high pantsers. They wore their pants very high in the 90s.
So you found she was a very attractive figure. What about her face?
No, I'm all about her mug, man. Like she's you know, I like that. And I like that.
I think she's a
whatever
good
she's
actor.
got going on.
I think she's a good actor, but she's never raised a pulse with me. It's just like I never understood.
Well, we'll see.
why
We'll
she
see what
was-
she can bring to
She
the
looks
table
very
for
different
the
now.
new
Oh,
one.
yeah.
She's done something with her hair.
Yeah,
But
it's redder.
but I'm glad they got both of them back for it. I think it
I heard it's all about selling
T-shirts.
well, no, it's
It's
a
all
quick
about
six.
selling
It's a quick
out.
six so that everyone it goes onto Netflix because Netflix is huge, or the streaming devices.
Yeah.
Everyone catches up with the old. With
Oh,
the old X-Files,
it's
and it's a way just to
Re-
we're gonna sell you the
rejig the old shit.
Yeah, we're going to sell you the X-Files so you can have it on your streaming device, but they work out some deal. They go, well, we need some interest. How are we going to get the interest? So we'll make another quick six. Back the money truck
wanna
up.
See what the hell is all
Get-
about.
Back the money truck
Yeah.
up. Get Duchovny. Get the other one. Get Scully. boom, boom. Get the smoking. Get the cancer man, even though we clearly saw him die in the last episode or
Yeah,
whatever.
he'll be
it
back.
blew up. Of course, he's going to be back.
Chuck a few X's on the old window and
The X-Files, 6 episodes. Boom. Punch
sexy
him out.
sexy X. We'll call it
Because
the
I
sexy
remember
X.
thinking a while ago, oh gee, it must be so dated, the X Files, and it was due for a reboot.
Although
Yeah,
I watched an
that's right.
episode,
It was alright. Didn't
not
date
too bad.
badly.
It's not too bad.
Some of them are pretty good.
David DD did a good job.
I remember
Did a
not
better
being
job as the
interested.
hand model in that Revolution movie.
No, that's he was. That's great though.
Hey,
He's a
New
hand
Zoolander
model.
coming out. They've done a sequel.
Highlander.
Of what?
Zoolander.
Oh, Zoolander, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah,
shot
that's
it.
They've
They-
never stopped making sequels of Highlander.
Yeah,
Have you seen some of them?
It's great.
Lowlanders.
So
you
know-
take the high road. I take the high.
you remember Highlander, the premise?
Oh man,
Dudes from different bits.
There can be
of-
only one.
yeah, but
Yeah.
dudes from different parts of the world. There was
Cutting
an
each other's
Egyptian.
head off.
There was a Scottish dude. and the-
like wrestlers or
and-
something.
No,
There
no,
was-
now there are two. there are
was a
two
junkyard dog.
Highlanders.
Oh, right.
They're
There was a
both
kung fu
Scottish.
guy.
Okay,
Oh.
that makes more sense.
It's just, no, it sucks ass.
There was
There's
Rowdy Roddy
only
Piper.
two. Boom, that's it. One
No,
dude's gonna
no,
cut
no.
the other.
There's
Rowdy
even a
Roddy.
female immortal. And
Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Do we have to keep getting all these females in all these bloody
sorry,
movies?
was Rowdy Roddy Piper in the Highlander?
No, he was in They Live.
They Live. Great film. Great film.
They're all around me, man. Well,
Was
let's.
Carl
we gotta-
Weathers?
we gotta have-
Was Carl Weathers in They Live?
He may have been. Or
There
it
was
could
a
have been
there was a
Billy.
great fight
Billy
with a black
Zane.
dude, and it went forever.
Yeah, and we all know that Action Jackson is the only black guy in the world as well. So and the only one acting. So
Well, all these
Let's-
movies, yeah. Let's. I want to go and watch a movie now that we've been talking about all these movies. I'm gonna go get me some Netflix. And,
yeah, let's rapidly wrap Peru.
You
For
don't you
lack
don't want
of
to
a
hear
better rhyme.
you don't want to hear me try and rap.
I hung up the mic. I stopped rapping. I fucking. Yeah.
MCs, we are not.
No.
We could definitely do a feature on the MCs that come through this studio.
Oh, can I just ask? I was
Shall.
very slow to get on board, but I now know the phenomena that is bangs.
Oh, right.
I had
It's
no
taking-
idea.
it's taking a while.
What
Yeah,
is it?
look that up.
I
look
had
that up.
no
Okay.
idea.
That's my homework.
People are so
I passed up a gig with that dude purely based on his profile.
because
But way before he was.
I found out at Christmas family get together, and yeah, 3 rellos said, "I can't believe you're not all over the Bangs thing. It's hilarious. You'll love it." And they also, all 3 of them said, "Rick and Morty." Have you guys seen
Rick
that?
and
Ah, Rick and
Morty,
Morty.
man.
Big fan?
I've watched a couple of episodes.
Binge
So, hey,
watch
you want to
that.
binge watch? Go to Adult Swim. They've just got episodes for free all the
Yeah,
time.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And
It's the greatest sci-fi show. It's fast passes Futurama for sci-fi geekiness. Rick and Morty. It's great.
wow,
It's great. It's great.
That's
I
great.
I was slow to enjoy it. I watched about 4 episodes,
Yeah.
and then I found myself going in. It took me a while. I didn't like Morty very much,
It's loose.
and I didn't
haven't
love
watched
the
it.
animation.
Yeah.
But like the Family Guy, it's not bad animation. But when they really pull out the stops, it can be beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
and quite technical.
Man, I love anything in space. I love that shit. Like,
I do.
there's not enough of it.
Yeah. So the episode that got me on board was Summer being left in the car.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, yeah.
Where he comes back and she's ruined the ice cream. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
that was great writing.
I haven't.
Oh, sorry to spoil that for you.
But let's talk more
About this
time.
next time.
It's
in
been too
the
long,
studios.
gentlemen.
It has been too long. Let's not make sure it's not that long.
It will, and for the listeners, it's only been 1 click since
Yes.
our last show, so it's not really that long at all when you put it.
Oh,
in
sorry.
perspective.
Yeah. It's still last
But
year.
when you're
isn't
listening
Yeah.
back and hearing about all these references, you're going, oh, Jesus, these guys put these
Jeez,
podcasts
really
out
date
really
You
themselves.
heard about
well.
that movie coming out, E.T.? It's I think it's about
it? Hey, I watched ET on TV and I couldn't make it through.
Let's
TV.
remake it.
E.T. on TV. Well, let's
Until
let's-
next time. Let's sign the fuck off.
Oh well, I'm Tim.
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button. The ship will self-destruct in exactly 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Peace.
Who are you? 1 pod left. And 3 of us.
The escape pod. The escape pod.
What if there are droids in the escape pod? The sensors wouldn't pick them up.
Escape puzzle sounds really nice.
Well, boys, it's a very lovely ship. I think you should look out. Goodbye.